podcast made by basketball fans for basketball fans. From the hottest takes, news, analysis, and passion for the sport that we all love, this is the Fast Break Pod with Finn James and Will Tremaine. Welcome into the Fast Break Podcast, the podcast made by basketball fans.
For basketball fans.
Finn James.
Will Tremaine.
Back again, we're here with episode 47. A lot to talk about on the episode today. The Sals NBL is all wrapped up with the final being yesterday, actually. We watched that together. It was a very good watching experience. So we're talking about that today as well. And of course, a bit of NBA news, as always. A little bit of free agency rumblings here and there. So we're going to be diving into that as well. No NBL news on the podcast today. There hasn't really been any signings. But now that Summer League is done, I'm thinking the Breakers will probably be making some announcements in the near future.
Yeah. Like you said, episode 47, so close to that year anniversary.
Every episode we say.
But yeah, just a heads up. The next 2 weeks after this, there's not going to be an episode coming up. We're going to have a small break because there's no basketball pretty much. NZNBL's done. NBL's done. NBA Summer League is almost wrapped up.
It's basically done.
Yeah, we'll be back in like 3 weeks with some news on the Tall Blacks Asia Cup games. And then we'll be back into the full swing of it when NBL preseason's back with the Blitz. But yeah, until then, we're going to wrap up the NZNBL for you guys. Some big NBA news to round it out. You know what's coming. But yeah, as we always do, Finn, where do we start? Some world news?
Bit of world news this weekend. Some good sporting results across the board, actually, considering it's been a little bit quiet recently. But the All Blacks got the clean sweep over France Saturday night, a 29-19 win. This was a game that I thought we were going to lose at some points of the game, to be honest.
I mean, we're down 2 at halftime. The French didn't score at all in the second half. But it was a good game, I thought. It's like nice, close, back and forth. The French gave us a good run for our money. But yeah, we had some good power subs coming on. Geordie Barrett, world class.
World class, mate.
Honestly, so good. That fend that he had setting up that McAllister try. But yeah, McAllister, by the way, he kind of had a stinker.
Scored a try on his debut, though.
Lost a lot of lineouts. Fabian Holland as well, the lock. Oh my God, he's so good, bro. Yeah. I think he's going to be a mainstay for the next decade.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
No, it was good to see a few like new faces get a run as well. Like Duplessis Karifi played 3 games, scored a try yesterday as well.
Yep.
He's going to be a player to watch out for the next
100%.
few years as well.
Artie, as always.
Oh, Artie's so good.
Best player in the world.
Holy.
Hamilton Pont. But yeah, great series. Got the sweep like we needed. Rugby championships next. We got 2 games against Argentina, 2 against South Africa in New Zealand. And then 2 or 3 against the Wallabies?
I think it's 2.
2 against the Wallabies.
As well.
Yeah.
So, a bit nervous, honestly. Like, that was the French B team.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't call it a B team. There were some good players that they brought over. But it wasn't their entire squad. But that does make me nervous.
Their halfback, that Ligadek guy, they've said that he's like... I've seen some rugby pundits out there saying he's the second best halfback in the world. And the only halfback better than him is his teammate Dupont.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, he's not going to get much game time when Dupont's fully healthy, but to have someone like that come off the bench, yeah, he's definitely. He looked very good, so yeah. I can see what they're on about with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, some other rugby action straight after that game was the Lions versus Australia, the first test of their 3-test series. A bit closer than I would have expected. I think the Wallabies did a good job here. Only lost 27-19, so good outing, lots to work on.
They were down 27-5 with about 15 minutes left. So they got over the line a few times to end the game. But, I mean, the British and Irish Lions are pretty damn good.
I mean, yeah, it's the best. It's like an all-star team of the great British teams. So yeah. I mean, you expect them to win.
The Wallabies haven't been very good for a while. I mean, Joe Schmidt's put together a pretty decent team. So, but... yeah, I mean, 27-19, 2 more games. This has interested me a little bit more than I thought. I didn't watch the game, but was keeping up with it quite a bit.
Flat watching most of it.
Oh, yeah, good point.
But, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like, 4 years from now, they're coming to New Zealand. So, that's going to be exciting.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it is our turn, eh?
When did we last play them? 2011? Like, around that?
I know we played them in 2005.
Yeah, I think it was like 2013.
It's every 12 years that we would get them. Yeah. So, I think... 2017 maybe around then we would have played the Lions. Maybe I think it's every 12 years you get a chance to play them.
Oh, true. Yeah, it must have been 2017
around then. I'm pretty sure
we get them next.
I think we do get them next, because it was South Africa in 2021. Then so we'll get them next in 2029. So it's quite far away. But
it'll be a good series.
Yeah, it always is.
A little bit of rugby in the league format, Finn.
Oh my God!
This game, I know. It's a crazy ending, was it?
More than a crazy ending, mate. The Warriors and the Knights. This is a very, very good game. we should have probably lost. We were down. I have the wrong score on here, Will, by the way. We won 15-14.
I thought it was like 18.
Nah, 15-14.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no. Yes, it might have been.
I'm not even.
18.
I'm not even the lead.
No, he's
fan
right.
there.
I got the wrong score. It was 18-15 to the Warriors. Jeez, I completely messed up. The Knights had a drop goal with about 5 minutes left, and then we had a chance. Tanner Boyd had a chance to win the game with a penalty, and he missed it. We got the ball back, ran it up. Tanner Boyd went for a 2-point field goal behind 40 meters, and it got charged down. And the man of the season that we've all been talking about all year, Leka Halasima, picked up the ball into deflection, ran 40 meters, beat 6 defenders, and scored a try.
Damn.
One of the craziest endings to a game I've ever seen. And this was on 0-0. Like, it was a buzzer beater.
Oh,
if he'd gotten tackled, it was the end of the game.
Was that how it works?
Yeah.
Damn.
So there's not like if it kicks out or anything. It's like the next tackle. And he ran 40 meters and beat about 6 defenders and scored a try with 3 on him.
Impressive.
And he did the whole shush celebration as he always does. And the Warriors get up.
Where are the Warriors sitting now?
4th on the table.
4th?
Yeah.
So bounce back a bit?
Now they've kind of been around that the whole time. They just
they're on
lost
a bit of a losing slide.
Yeah, they lost 2 in a row, and then they won last week against the Tigers. Now this week against the Knights. So they've been on a slight upwards, which is good considering they've lost quite a few players. But yeah, no, happy days for Warriors fans, that's for sure.
Well done. And last bit of world news: Wellington Phoenix beat Wrexham 1-0 down on Wellington.
Friendly.
So it's a good result for Wellington.
You know what's crazy?
Wrexham's a championship team, so
Yeah, but I don't know how good this Wrexham team is that they're taking on this down under tour. They played over in Australia too.
they lost that game as well, didn't they?
They lost one of them against Sydney, I think.
Yeah.
But the Phoenix made 10 changes at halftime.
Damn, the whole team.
Pretty sure.
Well, they just left the goalie in.
Yeah, well, because it's a preseason game. Majority of this Phoenix team is either like injured or not re-signed. So it was majority of their like academy players.
And we still won.
We still won 1-0.
That's
Crazy, yeah.
super impressive.
Yeah, very impressive.
Damn. I saw some Kiwi signed with Wrexham as well.
Yeah, Liberato Kakache. He's probably like the best New Zealand footballer behind Chris Wood at the moment. So he played in the City A for Impoli, who just got relegated to Serie B. But yeah, he got picked up by Wrexham. He's like their marquee signing. He's like the most expensive signing in their club history. So he's off to Wrexham for the championship next. They're been promoted to the championship, and if they continue the way that they're doing, they've been promoted 3 seasons in a row since Reynolds and whatever his name is took over. So
it's impressive.
I mean, you never know. Maybe we'll see them in the Premier League next year if they do well in the championship.
I think it'll take a few seasons in the championship.
Yeah,
to get up,
definitely.
But still impressive.
3 from National League all the way into the championship. So pretty impressive from.
Congrats to Kakache. Kakache,
yeah.
Kakache. Congrats to him.
Get a bag.
Yeah. Let's get into what you've all been waiting for. The NZNBL final.
Yeah.
Saints versus the Sharks. The Saints won their 13th chip, I believe it was.
Yep.
In an impressive 88-83 win over the Southland Sharks. This game was in Wellington. Close game. What were your thoughts on this one, Finn?
Very, very entertaining. I knew this was going to be closer than the bookies had it. The bookies had the Saints as relatively heavy favourites. And I was telling everyone all week, the Sharks could easily cause an upset here. And for parts of this game, most of the momentum was in favour of the Sharks. I really thought they were going to take it all out. I really, really did. Yeah. It wasn't until the third quarter where the Saints had a 10-point swing. It was like a 26-16 third quarter. Going into the fourth, I think the Sharks were maybe down 10 or 11 points. And I thought, this might be a bit of a too deep of a hole to claw back out of in an NBL final in Wellington.
Yeah.
But they did very well. They went on a bit of a run late in the fourth. Keelan Boone kind of got going in the fourth quarter. Tukaha Cooper, as he's kind of stepped up into that starting role for most of this year, stepped up as well.
All their starting fives scored like in the teens, so it was a very well-rounded game.
Absolutely.
No like standouts.
Yeah, no. So they brought it within, I think, 4 points with maybe like 2 minutes remaining, and I thought they were going to be able to get it done, but yeah, just
I thought the Sharks were going to win it all.
Yeah, I really did as well. I was really high on them to win it all, but
I was rooting for them.
Absolutely, but yeah, they almost pulled it back, but the Saints team just had that little bit more energy, I think. Yeah. Maybe kind of leaning on that crowd energy. A lot of those like 2%ers, like those 1% plays that you need to make, like the offensive rebounds and you know the defensive plays and being in the right position to help. So they kind of got over the line at the end of that fourth. Obviously, got the win in the end, but
Hiram Harris was a really standout for me as well for the Saints. I mean, he proved why he's the deep boy. Kind of locked up Josiah Alec, and he's finished the game with 20 points and 14 boards. I think he was definitely the most like outstanding player in this finals game.
Yeah.
Also had moments where he was guarding Timmins as well. He got that impressive block. Well, Timmins just couldn't
Yeah, he
get up
did
for
really
it.
well on Timmins.
Yeah, so I mean, he's definitely proven that he's one of the best players in the Sals NBL.
Yeah, you could almost argue that Hiram Harris might have got snubbed from that All-Star 5 selection in the season as
Definitely
well.
like a summer league showing as well, I think. Although, I mean, he was in the finals, so he wouldn't be able to go. But,
he probably would have gone.
Yeah.
I would have.
yeah, true.
But no, Hiram Harris was good in this one. I mean, slightly undersized Saints team. Their center, I can't pronounce his name. It's like Muju something. I can't pronounce his name.
He led the league in blocks. So.
Yeah, he did lead the league in blocks, but Timmins kind of had his way with him most of the game. So they kind of relied on Hiram to pick up Timmins most of the game and did really well against Josiah, considering he's the league MVP.
Led the league in rebounding.
He
He didn't really get many O boards against Hiram Harris.
They did very well. And one player that really stood out in this game was Nick Marshall. Finished with 11 boards at the point guard position. The two position. I mean, you say Isaiah is probably the one, but especially down the stretch, Nick Marshall was crashing the glass like crazy on offense. Like, it was ridiculous how many offensive boards he dragged down that fourth quarter, and that honestly might have been a bit of a difference maker. Just gave the Sharks way less positions to try and get over the line, but
he just seems to do everything right, Nick Marshall.
Yeah, great player.
We've heard from someone else who's in the Sals NBL. They told us that they reckon he's the best player in the league. Yeah. I mean,
he'd be up there. He made the All-Star 5, I'm pretty sure.
I think there's an argument for it.
Very deserved, but
he just makes the right plays. Sometimes his stats don't pop out, but he's definitely
it's hard to stand out on a team that was the best team in the league that is so stacked. I mean, they have Jordan Nartai. They had Shea Ely as well. Don't forget that. Isaiah Liafa, who, although did struggle quite exponentially in this game.
Still an NBL player.
The rest of this team, the Saints team is stacked, bro. And Nick Marshall still looked good week in and week out. I mean, he's an Australian import, plays in the NBL, of course, but damn, he looked really good in the final, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, 100%. Liafa, like you mentioned, he struggled in this one. 2 for 14 from the field.
Yeah.
0 for 10 from 3. He was looking like Finn James out there.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, still managed to get the job done despite a poor showing from him. He's struggled a bit this season, I've thought. He's had a couple of games where he's done well. But he's kind of like a hot or cold shooter.
Wildly inconsistent.
Yeah.
I do rate him as a player. He had a couple really good seasons on the Breakers. The start of the 2020s, around 22, 23. But yeah, since he left his season at Sydney, I'm not shitting on him at all, but he really struggled to find his feet in Sydney.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was because the rest of the team was stacked. He wasn't really getting that many minutes, playing in a new city, new system. Really couldn't get going. Didn't shoot the ball very well last season. But for Wellington, he had some pretty outstanding games. Because he's one of those players that can get really hot really quickly.
Great
and then
three-point shooter.
Exactly. He might see 1 or 2 go down, and he'll just start banging them from deep and everything. And this is why he's probably taken 10 threes. Although he missed them all, he's probably got that mentality if I see one go through, then I'm in. I'm in. So he just keeps going. But the thing is, he's an underrated defender. He might be on the shorter side, but incredibly quick. He definitely is stronger than one would assume.
Has he signed for an NBL team, by the way?
He's on the Breakers.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, he signed that 2-year deal with the Breakers, I'm pretty sure. So he'll be coming back.
That's
and
good.
I think that's exciting. Add to that local depth on the Breakers. And like I said earlier, he was actually quite an important piece of that run in must have been 2022 with Barry Brown, Jarrell Brantley, Derek Pardon.
He was a bucket there, yeah.
Yeah, he was really good. Came off the bench. I think he averaged almost 9 points a game. Shot pretty well from 3, and it was just he complemented the 3 imports quite well, being a pretty decent outside shooter that year. So
I think he could complement PJC quite well.
Definitely.
The minutes that they play together.
I 100% agree.
Someone
with
for PJC to kick out to, hit those threes.
Well, Liafa's going to be off the bench. I know Dylan Boucher and Pateri Koponen were over in Vegas for Summer League, and they
It'll
did
be
come out.
interesting to see who we sign.
Yeah, so they did come out and say that they were looking for a player to complement PJC, whether somebody that can take his minutes when PJC needs a rest and also play alongside him. Matt Mooney sort of had that role last year. He kind of could do both. I mean, PJC went out with that suspension last year.
They just couldn't really play well together, though.
Nah, it didn't really work, eh?
Yeah, he could play the point guard like quite well when PJC was out. Matt Mooney. That was like his best little stretch for the
When
Breakers.
PJC had
was
those 5-game suspension,
Yeah.
Matt Mooney looked like one of the better players in the NBL.
gone. We
It
need
was just a
someone who's
shame.
like a good off ball 2 who can also like play 1 minute when PJC's obviously injured. It'll be interesting to see who we pick up.
Definitely. So that's gonna. I reckon we're gonna be in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Once we come back for the next episode, obviously, like we'll see, we're having a bit of a break. There will be signings, and we'll be recapping those. But I'm assuming
And what will our last import spot be? We got to get a big, right?
we need a big.
Yeah.
We definitely need a big. I'm
Because Taco's
predicting.
gone.
Still hasn't been confirmed, but
Yeah.
they've literally come out and said we're looking for a center and a 2,
Yeah.
and they already have another import. So that kind of alludes to Taco being gone.
Yeah.
My prediction is that PJC starting at the 1, of course. We'll have our import at the 2.
Yeah.
Don't know who will start at the
Kareem-
3.
Kareem Lopez.
Kareem Lopez, yeah, sorry. Sam Meninga will be at the 4, and
And
then
the
we'll
other
we'll
import.
sign an import 5.
And then Liafa off the bench.
Just
It's not
me.
a bad team, bro.
Telling me, I was a
Harvey
bit.
King, bring him back.
Yeah, I'm
We need him back,
surprised
bro.
he hasn't been picked up.
Carlin Davidson as well. He should be
He's on
getting
the team.
He should be getting good bench
He's
minutes for the
on a
Breakers.
decoy this year. He's on a development player this time around. He's a fully
sign.
rostered player.
Yeah, as he should be.
Yeah. Speaking of Mo King, before there's a little bit of a sidetrack. Tall Black's squad got named for FIBA Asia Cup, which
He's in it.
will be in a couple weeks' time. We'll recap that. Mo King is actually getting a debut in the black jersey, which I think is
go.
very well deserved after a pretty. Honestly, since he came in halfway through that 5 season, he was the reason they made the semi-final.
100%.
And
Dante
Dante
Russo
Russo-Nance
yeah.
and Jack Andrew as well getting a nod in the Tall Black
Jack
jersey.
Andrew was a bit out there, but well deserved.
No, I think he was. I feel like he's kind of gone under the radar. He was on the airs this year. He averaged like 13 and almost 10. He was pretty good. I reckon he's deserving of a shout. Pretty tall, decently athletic center. I reckon he's. It's not a
Dante
bad shout.
Russo-Nance was definitely a deserved,
yeah.
like young developmental player as well. I think he's definitely got a bright future. So
Yes,
is he still with he was with the Perth Wildcats
think
last
he's
year,
still-
not really getting minutes.
pretty sure he's still on their roster as a development player.
Hopefully he'll be getting more minutes. I mean, he's
reckon.
proved himself in the NZNBL, but it would also
Definitely.
be good if he came back to the Breakers. I think we could give him a good point guard role off the bench.
Yeah,
Back up
Well,
PJC.
I mean, he's playing for the Tall Blacks, and
Yeah.
funnily enough, Judd Flavel's the Tall Blacks head coach. Guess what he also does? He's the assistant coach of the Breakers. So
Yeah.
maybe he tries and get him.
Who knows?
I'm really surprised. I think maybe Mo King has said to the Breakers he doesn't want to play. Who
Yeah.
would've- maybe it's something along those
I'm
lines.
surprised
Maybe
he didn't get a summer league showing as well, Mo King. Like he's still
Yeah.
a player who's got
Yeah.
those NBA ties. He's still actually is owned by I think it's the Pelicans now.
Pelicans
So-
have his draft rights, which is crazy.
Surprised he didn't go over and play for the Pelicans summer league team. Would
Yeah.
have been good for him.
You know what? My theory is maybe he doesn't like playing under Petteri Koponen. I feel like he didn't really use him to his full potential at some times.
maybe.
So maybe he's sort of said to Breakers front office, I'm going to go try play somewhere else in the world. Maybe not NBL, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what works out there.
I
But yeah,
agree.
great NZNBL season.
Oh, it was awesome.
Congrats to the Saints. It's been super entertaining.
13 chips
Yeah.
is pretty nuts.
It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen next year, Finn. Who surprised you of the teams that played this year? I think the Sharks is obviously the standout.
That is the number one team.
Yeah,
And I'll tell you
for
why.
sure.
They had 4 wins last year.
Yeah,
The way that they managed to turn this franchise around,
everyone thought they were going to be bottom of the table.
well, Casey
Frank.
Frank had them 10th.
Yeah,
Jonathan Yim comes in, the head coach. Obviously, he had ties to the NBA. He was a
assistant coach.
video coordinator at the Clippers, and then he was an assistant coach on the Trailblazers, Will.
Yeah.
So your team. And he came over, he said he was offered a head coaching role, and he said it was one of his dreams to have a head coaching role in a team. So he came over, just took it by the scruff of the neck, must have had some great scouting eyes because he signed 3 very good imports. Obviously, Caleb Asbury was
They're perfect.
Caleb. You could argue they were the best trio in the competition.
Literally on paper, just the perfect 3 players you could sign. I think for a team. 100%.
Caleb Asbury, who was obviously on the Sharks last season, came back. In my opinion, slightly underwhelming last year, but this season definitely proved that he had improved a lot.
Yeah.
Second in the league in assists behind Owen Foxwell. Keelan Boone was one of the best players, one of the best scorers, had the green light from literally everywhere. And then they signed the league MVP.
Yeah, incredible. Definitely the most standout team for sure. Was there any team that you think disappointed you a bit?
The
I think
Hawke's
for
Bay
me-
Hawks, bro.
I know our boy plays for them, but I think the Tuatara did disappoint me a little bit. I thought they were for sure a semi-final team. Definitely
Yeah.
potential in the finals there. Especially when they had Will Hickey playing for them. Obviously when he left, they brought in Luther. like probably as good of a replacement as you could get for Will Hickey. But I mean, yeah, obviously went out in that play-in game to the Sharks. A little bit of an underwhelming season, but I think they've definitely got potential if they can like bring back Rob Lowe, Tommy V, Dylan Wilkie, get maybe Luther Muhammad comes back. I think he's one that could return to the NZNBL.
Definitely, he's one of the best players here.
Yeah,
I mean, he won our MVP.
Yeah,
can join.
He's a bucket.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you. I mean, they finished with a 500 record. I think it was 10-10, right?
Yeah,
end of the season. Rob Lowe Rob Lowe missed quite a few games this year with that foot injury he had against the Jets, and apparently he was never 100% after that.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is, if he's healthy the whole year, also at the start of the season, Davo Hickey didn't come for a while. The imports were a little bit late too.
No Dan Fotu, no Zach Riley as well.
Yeah.
Those were two great bench pieces.
What I'm thinking is, at the start of the season, if the whole team is there, Rob Lowe never gets hurt, we probably could have seen them in a top 3 position going into the playoffs.
Yeah. Then with Canterbury and Wellington.
Missing Rob Lowe in that play-in game against the Sharks, I don't think they were ever going to win. And Dan Fotu got a concussion in that game too. Like, yeah, I don't know. Sort of, yeah, I guess you could say it was sort of disappointing. I feel like, yeah.
I guess injuries like riddled them a bit.
Yeah,
so.
definitely.
Who were you saying? Hawke's Bay Hawks.
Hawke's Bay Hawks.
Jackson Bull.
They missed the playout. They missed the playoffs. They had 7 wins the whole year.
It was a pretty competitive league, though.
It was. It was a very close league. And they disappointed me because they had Jackson Ball, who was the most improved player of the year and youth player of the year. He really impressed me. Dan Greeder led the league in scoring.
Yeah.
They had a trio of players from the Illawarra Hawks. I feel like that kind of put their season in a bit of a I can't even say what I'm trying to say. It kind of stunted their season from the start already because they had to wait until the NBL finals were done.
Yeah.
Because Dan Greeder, Wani Swakala-Bullock, and Lukey Yates were all on the Illawarra Hawks.
Yeah.
By the time they came, they were already sort of like mid-table.
Yeah.
And then they just couldn't really string games together. Dan Greeder looked great all season.
Swakala-Bullock was a little bit underwhelming.
A little bit, yeah.
Lukey Yates was
They had another import, but I can't even remember his name. That's how kind of underwhelming he was. But I feel like the Hawke's Bay Hawks should have done better. And then the Otago Nuggets, I don't know what happened down there. Their imports, like Jose Perez left early. Donald Carey Jr., I think, left early. They had one other import that did all right. I was surprised the Nuggets did bad. And then icing on the cake, Indian Panthers.
Oh,
that was the icing on the cake for me. We've completely forgot about it. That was the icing on the cake.
Who hasn't forgotten about that?
Yeah, so that was the icing on the cake for me. The Indian Panthers just being the most disappointing thing to ever happen.
That
in this
whole
league.
Experiment just completely
failed.
blew up.
It's horrible.
What a failure. They'll never do something like that again now.
Nope.
I can't believe like this happened. Like, did they not have the infrastructure in place before they like made this announcement that the Panthers were joining? They made sure they had the bankroll to be able to pay their players and whatnot.
Yeah.
Obviously, they didn't do enough of a background check on this Panthers team, and they just completely ruined like a bunch of players' seasons because we had all those imports, like a whole other team of roster spots for players to be able to showcase themselves, just gone. Hopefully that changes with like expansion to other cities in New Zealand.
I think it will happen soon. There's going to be another team in New Zealand in the next 2 to 3 years, I reckon. Hamilton's looking like a likely destination, and then maybe Queenstown in the future. I'm hoping that's what I would like to see at least.
We've talked about it before, but
we have.
It's got to happen. I mean, just more opportunity for local Kiwi players. I think.
Yeah, 100%
needs to happen.
100%.
Speaking of imports, Finn, who do you want to see return next season? Like, who would be some fan favorites you think that might want to return to New Zealand?
I want to see Keelan Boone back in a Sharks jersey. Actually, honestly, stuff it. I want to see all 3 imports run it back for the Sharks next year.
Yeah.
I reckon they can win it. I reckon they can win it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be hard. Josiah Alex is going to be worth quite a bit more now after winning a league MVP. Keelan Boone had a great year. Caleb Asbury ran it back. Maybe we'll see that again.
I think Asbury and Boone could come back. I think Alex is going to get a big payday from like somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, if he
something.
Bro won an MVP for a competition. Yeah. And 3 other imports I want to see run it back are the 3 imports from the Nelson Giants.
The Giants.
And I'll tell you why. They started the season like 0 for 8, got rid of all their other imports, signed Alex Robinson, Jeremy Cones, and Andrew Jones.
Probably had one of the best records from that point onwards.
They almost made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Jeremy Combs could have been an MVP.
He was our joint MVP for the
I think he led the league in scoring.
Yeah.
He could have been the MVP of the league if he'd been there from the start. He was an absolute demon.
Yeah.
Like, I would have loved to have seen the 3 of them from the start of the season signed for the Giants. They would have been in that playoff race. 100%.
Yeah. I want to see Luther Muhammad back as well.
Oh, why would you
Hopefully in a Tuatara jersey, but if not, very next best thing, just anywhere in the league, please. Maybe reunion with the Bulls.
Maybe.
Tay Hardy's probably not going to be back. I mean, he tore his Achilles and had quite a disappointing season in Frank. I mean, he was good at the start, but they missed the playoffs. He tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
I doubt he'll probably come back. But the Jets imports, Miles Gibson, Quinton Rose, who knows? They were pretty entertaining. With Corey Webster there, they were a good team. Maybe if Corey Webster's fully healthy next season.
There was another team that sort of... They surprised me at the start because they were like the 3rd seed going into the back end of the season. Then Corey Webster got hurt. There was rumors that Ty Webster was supposed to come over and play, and that didn't go through. But as soon as Corey Webster got hurt, they just lost like 5 games in a row and dropped out of the playoffs just like that. It was really surprising.
100%.
Yeah.
Is this how you saw the season like playing out, Finn?
I didn't see... Well, no, I didn't think the Sharks were going to make the final. But, like, obviously the Saints and the Rams being the 1 and 2 spot.
I think that was given.
I reckon. I honestly thought the Rams were going to three-peat this year.
Yeah.
I was so hot on them.
I mean, for most of the season, it was looking like they were going to. They just kind of fell apart in those last few. Like,
it was unfortunate because Taylor Britt got a concussion, so he missed a few games.
Tama Isaac was gone with the under-19s.
And CJ Pena tore his calf at the start of July, so he was out too. And Taylor Britt returned for the semi after being out with concussion. So it sort of made sense. They lost like 3 or 4 games in the back end of the season, and then like honestly got just like they got blown out almost by the Sharks in home for that semi-final. So that was surprising, but I expected the Saints or the Rams to be at that final stage, and look, I mean the Saints got it done. What about you?
Yeah, all in all, I think. I mean, the top 2 like went as expected. I did not think the Sharks were going to be in the final, of course.
No way.
Saints to win it, I don't think that's outlandish. Like, that's probably half the country probably predicted that. The other half probably predicted the Rams.
Yeah.
So, Tuatara being in the playoffs, I think that was a given. Yeah, I think it all went. I mean, no one predicted that Indian Panthers wouldn't even last till the end of the season.
They lasted
that was
like
definitely
how many
the
games
most
did they
surprising.
last? It's like 8 games, not even
8 losses.
I think they didn't even last half. They didn't even last half the season.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's interesting because all those losses would have been erased. All those wins would have been erased from every other team's record once the Panthers were.
Yeah, they did.
So, a bit unfortunate with that, but that was obviously the most surprising thing this whole season that happened. But yeah, great season all in all. I'd give it like a solid A- overall. For a season, I think.
It was an enjoyable season in Sals NBL. I've honestly just become to like this competition. Every year I become more drawn towards it. Like in previous years, like since the bubble, I was quite invested in that. And then going forward, I was watching. And I feel like this season and last season, I feel like this season is where I watched the most games and was invested the most in this league.
I mean, it helps that, like, obviously, we know people in the league.
Yeah.
Obviously, one of our good friends was playing for the Tuatara, and being that they play at Event Finder Stadium 5 minutes down the road, made it, like, super easy for us to be able to go to, like, almost all their home games.
I think I missed one.
Yeah.
Maybe
and then we even went down to the Bulls game as well in Franklin, which is nice and close. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely I've been a lot more invested this year than any other year. Yeah, for sure.
I really enjoyed it. I think it's getting better every year.
Yeah.
The only thing I think they need to slightly improve is maybe their coverage, just a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like for basketball fans it's great, but for a casual sporting fan, I feel like it doesn't really grab them and draw them in. Like if you love basketball, you're gonna watch it. But I feel like for an average sporting fan in New Zealand, if they flick on a Sals NBL game, I feel like they're not going to stay on for too long. Yeah. That's just my opinion, though.
I think also, like, the Tuatara sold out a lot of games at Event Finder. I think maybe, like, dare I say, try playing a game at Spark Arena. Like, Tuatara Bulls, imagine that. Like, the bridge rivalry.
Maybe, yeah.
Play it at Spark Arena, see how many viewers you can get there and make, like, a big thing of it.
I reckon you'd play the final there if the Tuatara made it.
Or the final, yeah, for sure. Or if the Bulls made it, they'd probably play it there.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Away. Yeah.
Just we need more fans, more eyes on the sport, and then that's going to lead to obviously more money for the players, get bigger name players. I think the league's definitely in the right direction for sure.
100%. I feel like an expansion team as well is going to do wonders.
If we can just dominate, like, make it clear that we're that best league in Australasia during the off season, better than all those NBL 1 leagues over in Australia, I think that would be massive, and that's a realistic like goal. I think
definitely, I 100% agree with you.
So if we can get to that stage and all the like top Aussie players as well, are like willing to make that move to come over here and make a slight bit more money, I think that would be huge.
Yeah, it's like Will Hickey was here and he went
Yeah.
back to Sydney. He went back to playing NBL 1. And then obviously went to the Summer League. But it's like if there was a more enticing deal for some of these better Australian players to be an import.
Like imagine, I don't know, who's a good...
Elijah
Pepper.
Just dropped 59 in the NBL 1.
Yeah.
It's still going, but yeah, imagine him in a, I don't know.
Who's that guy on the Sydney Kings? I'm drawing a blank.
Xavier
Cooks.
He's played in the NBL before.
Yeah.
He was the MVP on the Saints about 3 years ago.
That'd be good to have him come back. So.
Yeah. That was just before. That was like 2 seasons before he went to the NBA.
Yeah.
So yeah, people, they do come over. I mean, quite a few Aussies have been over here, but I feel like they need
right now it's still just 2 on par with NBL 1, so they're like...
I reckon it needs to be that
we'll just stay at
slightly better, eh?
Yeah.
It needs to be slightly more elite.
Which is very realistic, because the NBL 1's like all over the place. I think that's their problem. They've got all these leagues.
They have
North,
4
West,
divisions.
South, East, whatever.
They
Yeah,
have 4 or 5 divisions, yeah.
Like, if they just had one league, they would definitely dominate us.
I just don't think they can, though, because they just
Too
have
many teams.
too many people.
Yeah.
They have too many people in Australia that want to play basketball.
For sure.
And you got all the state leagues as well, by the way. You got
Big
V, you got the Queensland League, you got the ones over in Perth. Like, the basketball infrastructure and format in Australia is so different to here.
Shout out Big V, by the way. Shepparton Gators, Josh Koyman, Tane Waddy, former guest on the pod. Seen they hit a crazy game winner. Buzzer beater 3. It wasn't one of those guys. It was one of their teammates. But yeah, that was. I think it was just a regular season game.
Yeah, they're not in the playoffs. I don't think.
But I think they're in the running for the playoffs. So let's keep an eye out for them.
Yeah.
Hopefully they go and bring that chip home.
Might catch up with one of them when they come back.
Yeah, true.
Might catch up with one of our.
Maybe we'll get them both on at the same time and talk about their season in Shepparton together.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe we'll get someone else on from the NZNBL to wrap their season too. See how we go. But yeah, all in all, like you said, you'd give around an A-, eh?
A-.
I'm around the
maybe
same.
An A even.
Yeah.
It was a great season.
It was a good season.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. There was some very talented people playing on our shores, which is
100%.
Yeah, it's very exciting watching some of these imports come over and get to showcase what they can do on New Zealand soil. I think it's really cool.
We'll quickly talk about some NBA news.
Yeah,
there's not much, but there's 2 big signings that have happened, funnily enough, on each of our teams. Before that, we'll quickly get out of the way that Marcus Smart signed with the Los Angeles Lakers.
I think this is a good pickup for the Lakers, by the way.
I mean, Marcus Smart's kind of washed, let's be honest. But, like,
Yeah.
if he can get back to that depoy level that he was on the Lakers, that's definitely a good signing for them. But, yeah, what do you think of that signing?
Positive. Got out of Washington, which, why the hell would you want to be in Washington? They suck. And I think the Lakers need more depth and they need more defense, so this makes sense.
Oh, no, they have Austin Reeves still, of course. Yeah,
This makes sense. He'll be off the bench. I mean, he's older. He's not like he was in the Celtics.
No,
that's just
100%.
Don't have to put it lightly, but I think this is like a decent signing. I think it was only for $11 million for 2 years as well. It's a pretty good deal for the Lakers in my eyes.
And what's happened in the other LA team, Finn? Your team, the Clippers.
No.
What have they gone and done?
So with that Norman Powell trade and with we waived Jordan Miller, sadly. Opened up enough cap space to sign some new players, some free agents.
Massive signing, right?
So James Harden took a pay cut as well.
What a guy.
And we signed Bradley Beal on a 2-year, $11 million deal after he got bought out by the Suns.
Yeah.
So
30 point per game scorer, absolute bucket, like top 3 shooting guard in the league. Oh wait, no, this was when he was on the Wizards. Never mind.
Yeah. So we signed Bradley Beal to a 2-year, $11 million deal. Adds a little bit more depth and a little bit more age to the Clippers. We're turning into a retirement home. Some could say welcome to the unction. I've seen that quite a bit. And Chris Paul is also heavily linked to our team for next season as well. Fit the mold of just being a retirement village. Chris Paul also came out and said he'd be done after next year. So whether it's like a full circle reunion for Chris Paul if he comes back,
farewell tour with the Clippers.
Maybe it's where he made most of his I wouldn't say money, but like most of his like
probably
impact.
Money.
And money as well, yeah. But I'm pretty sure he said this will be his last season. And
he did.
Full circle moment to come back where his season really blossomed, his career really blossomed would be quite cool.
It's pretty much a given.
And although,
back, I think.
I hope so. And the thing is, although he is old, I don't think he's a bad player. He played 82 games for the Spurs last year. And he was solid as.
Yeah, no, he's good.
He'd be good off the bench. Good backup for James Harden.
Yeah.
An average age of like...
What a guy, James.
30. You know, we'd have an average age at our point guard spot of like 37. Because I think James Harden's like... Oh no, how old is James Harden? Like 36?
Probably, yeah.
Nah, he's not that old, eh?
Yeah, no.
He's younger than KD. He'd be like 34, 35.
No, Dame's 35. He's older than Dame. He's like 36.
We'd have an average. Chris Paul's almost 40, so yeah, we'd have an average age of like 37 in our point guard position.
But what a guy James Harden is for taking a pay cut. Obviously, in a year where they're definitely heavily touted to win the championship. You know, James
Forget
Harden
Chris
taking
Paul, surely
taking that pay cut to help the Clippers win it all. Yeah, great signing, Finn.
Thanks, bro. What's happened in Portland?
Let's go, bro. I can't even contain my excitement, bro. Dame time's back, bro.
Have it on, actually.
Dame time's back. Oh my god, this jersey means something again. He's signed a 3-year deal, no trade clause, player option in the 3rd year. I think it's like $41 million to come back to Portland.
Oh, is it a player option?
In the 3rd year,
I thought it was guaranteed. My bad. Well, technically it is.
It is the first 2 years, and then, yeah, if he accepts it, then it's guaranteed.
I mean, why would he not?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he'll probably decline it because he's going to come back and average 30 a game and then be like, I want $80 million. But yeah. And then on top of that, $22 million a year from the Bucks. It's great. But all of that aside, he's home. Like, I know it doesn't fit our mold of a young, developing team. He's going to miss all of next season. But the fact that Scoot Henderson is now going to have Damian Lillard to mentor him on offense and Jrue Holiday to mentor him on defense, because I think Jrue's going to stay now that Dame's back. I think that's going to be massive for Scoot this upcoming season. And then hopefully with a full recovery from his Achilles, Dame comes back, and I don't know at that point, like, realistically he might be coming off the bench at that point if Scoot's like breaks out. Or he could come back to old Dame, 27 points per game, bucket. I think, yeah, I'm just happy as a Blazers fan that our greatest player of all time, he's come home. The reason why I got into basketball, yeah, it's just full circle moment.
I thought there was rumblings that there was a chance that he could return for the playoffs by the end of next year.
There was, yeah.
He had it wasn't a full rupture
partial.
or tear of his Achilles. It was partial, right?
Yeah, so not as bad as Halley's or Tatum's, but
No.
still long recovery.
9 to 12 months, I think it was.
Yeah.
So
There's a possibility
massive
he comes back.
that's a hypothetical because realistically the Blazers aren't making the playoffs.
Yeah, all right. I mean, we were making the playoffs before Damian Lillard came back. We were like one of the most improved teams throughout the season last year. 100%. Danny Avdija is going to have a breakout. Tamani Kamara's best defender in the league. Scoot Henderson, like I said, he's going to have a breakout year. Shaedon Sharp's going to average 20 a game.
You don't have Anthony Simons.
And we got Chinese Jokic. I didn't even mention that.
Young Hansen.
Bro, Young Hansen.
You went from having baby Dame and Dame to only having baby Dame. And now you just got Dame back with no baby Dame because Anthony's gone.
Yeah. Oh, well. That's made me happy. We've always had one of them on the team. So.
Yeah. So my theory for Dame, this is my theory. 3-year deal. He's going to miss the first year, so he's got 2 years left. Dame's 35. He's going to come back from an injury which could, in the past, not in recent years, has ended people's NBA careers.
The only player who's come back from it and been elite is KD.
Well, Kobe Bryant.
Even he was a bit like...
He wasn't as good.
He wasn't as good.
But
KD came back and was like arguably better.
Just as good.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of players that have come back from a torn or partially torn or just an Achilles injury in general and have been back to their top self. He's going to be like 36 when he comes back from this injury.
Yeah.
He's going to come off the bench for you guys. There's no possible way that Damian Lillard will be starting for the Blazers when he comes back. Okay. And my theory is he's got 2 years left and no trade clause. He likes living in Portland. Like, he wants to spend his life in Portland.
Well, that's because his family and his kids are there. That's the main reason he
My theory is after his 2 years are done, he'll retire.
Shut up.
And he'll be done.
Be quiet.
37, 38 years old, and he will be retiring.
No, don't say it.
So in 3 years, Damian Lillard will be out of the NBA.
Don't say it.
He'll be done.
Shut up.
Thoughts? Opinions?
Your thoughts are just abysmal. Like, disgusting. He's going to come back. He's going to play the playoffs next year, and then he's going to have a fully healthy season where he goes back to averaging 32 points per game. He's going to decline his player option, and the Blazers are going to offer him a 5-year max, like $400 million extension, and he's going to play through that until the age of like 43, become the oldest player in NBA history, like prove that longevity is a thing like LeBron James. He's going to be the LeBron after the LeBron. He's going to hit the 30K points club, and yeah, that's how it's going to go. And then he's going to hand the reins off to his young Chinese Jokic teammate, and he's going to lead the Blazers to a future.
Can you say that with a straight face?
No.
Yeah, exactly. Because I know you're lying. You gotta be honest. I'm probably right.
Don't say you're right.
I'm probably right.
No, bro. He can come
and
back.
There's nothing wrong with that because he's had a pretty good career. He's got
an elite career.
What has he done? He's got a rookie of the year.
Keep going. You know there's more stuff. Don't try this nonsense.
Top 75, you got that, to be fair.
Exactly. That's not even a quarter, not even a percentage of the awards that he's won.
What else has he won?
Bubble MVP.
Alrighty.
Summer League MVP.
Thanks so much for tuning into the...
What other MVP did he win? All-Star Game MVP. That's 3 times I've heard the word MVP. That means something.
And that's the third time he's won an MVP for a Mickey Mouse trophy.
He's also 9-time All-Star, 8-time All-NBA, rookie first team, obviously because he was rookie of the year.
Does he have a scoring title?
He doesn't have a scoring title.
Does he have an
very,
MVP?
very close.
Does he have a scoring title? Does he have an MVP?
He was like second.
Does he have a
in scoring
championship?
one year. He was second in scoring.
Does he
year.
have any accolades that actually matter?
He has an in-season tournament championship with the Bucks from last season. So yeah, he does have a championship. Thank you very much. And he also has, I'm forgetting something here. 2 3-point contest championships. A dunk title as well. He won the dunk championship.
So I'm hearing a whole lot of reaching from Will Tremaine right now.
Dame Dollar is a top 5 point guard of all time.
We need to wrap it up before you start spitting more nonsense and
You know
lose
who-
the credibility of yourself. I'm just trying to save you.
You know who sucks though? I'll finish it out with a true statement. Okay? So that people can trust in me again. Paul George sucks. He's like terrible. He's really, really bad. Probably one of the worst players in the league, and he'll be out of the league in 2 years. So on that note, yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Episode 47 of the Fast Break Podcast. See you in a few weeks. Cheers.
I don't even have to defend myself.